of Week 3 of the Community Super League. Hello and welcome to the first round of Tribal Wars. Our players have drafted mono-nonsense tribes. This particular battle is nightmares versus horrors. I really want to say Unleash the Hounds, but that comes later. We'll have to save that one. Girlfriend bracket is on the play, so...
Oh man, Wedge has a combo.
He's got good lord!
Jeez, he has Entomb Animate Dead. And Alter the Brood too!
Yeah, he's 1 mana away from a turn 2 kill. I think he has to wait for turn 3. Like, if he goes turn 1 Entomb, World Gorger Dragon, turn 2 Animate Dead, I don't think he can actually win the game. He can draw it by having a never-ending infinite loop that he can't even break up. But yeah.
And that's pretty rough because the Girlfriend bracket has, like, not, in their hand, not a single way to interact with this. They just can't do it. So he's going to lead with Alter the Brood.
Sure.
Yeah, so what can they even do here? They're about to be dead.
Well, how does his combo actually work? If he's got Animate Dread on World Gorger Dragon with Alter the Brood, his plan is to deck them, right?
Yeah.
So, but he has to stop the combo and give them a draw step.
It's with one of the creatures he has. What's it called? It's the black.
Oh, he can mill himself. He can mill himself and find something to animate other than the World Gorger Dragon.
He can do that too, or he can exile the World Gorger Dragon to what's it called? Let me pull it up.
Yeah, Faceless Butcher.
Faceless Butcher, yeah.
Okay. The trick is he may actually have to mill himself to find something else to animate other than the World Gorger Dragon and break his way out of the loop. Pretty hilarious. So
yeah, but that's not even going to be that hard. Yeah. Each opponent puts the top card of his. Oh, so he can't target himself. Interesting.
What am I missing? How does he... If he just goes Entomb Animate Dead, how does he ever say go and actually finish decking them?
He can interrupt it with Faceless. Let me pull up real quick. Faceless.
Well, he can only interrupt it. He can't interrupt it in the middle of it going off unless the creature's already in his graveyard.
Yes. He needs to have it out or already in the graveyard. So maybe he just can't go off here. Oh. Also, animate is from any graveyard, so if
there it is.
If Girlfriend bracket has anything in their yard, they can just reanimate that too.
Like, they were nice enough to play a spell. They've given him targets.
Oh no. This actually makes it so that he can kill them now, as opposed to maybe he wouldn't have been able to before.
It's a weird little complication in his deck, yeah.
Yeah, and so we see the Ruinator's already in the Girlfriend bracket's graveyard, and that's presumably going to be coming back for Wedge. The Spore Scob attacking. Oh, there it is.
World Gorger Dragon. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so Alter the Brood. They have Drown Your Temple. Well, he only cares about them having one creature, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, he doesn't know their deck list. He might have to be a little worried about what they can react with, but whatever. You still just go for this, right?
They're playing zombies. Like, what are the odds that they have something that interacts, like, too powerfully with this?
They're playing
cards, they could have counter spells, I'm sure, but...
And now the girls realize what's about to happen to them, I think.
Well, it's the moment of, like, this can't possibly be good.
My opponent is animating a World Gorger Dragon. That seems bad. Wow, yeah, Wedge even gets to see their entire deck list now.
Yeah, right? So we're going to start seeing the combo and always yield to some of these triggers because this is going to take a little bit of time.
Indeed. So World Gorger Dragon comes into play, and that removes all of your permanents from the game. That's what you see. But the Animate Dead leaving play says all your permanents come back, including the Animate Dead. Now Wedge has to choose a target for Animate Dead. I'm guessing he's going to choose Dragon.
Right, and that's going to put all these alter triggers on the stack again. Same loop repeats. He sacks the dragon again. All his permanents leave.
Oh, he has to keep resolving Mesmeric Fiend every time through the loop too, doesn't he?
Yes. It doesn't. I mean, it just adds a little bit of time to the whole thing. But
right, I'm just gonna say he deserves that, right? It's like an extra trick he has to deal with every.
This is what you get for playing this combo. Pay the price.
That's certainly what I'm thinking when I'm playing against the dragon combo.
Crazy. So this was a what, turn 3 kill?
Yeah, turn 3 kill.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he naturally drew Entomb, a reanimation spell, and one of his 7 kill cards. It's basically what his deck has to do. It has to have one of the 7 kill cards. It has to have a way to get Worldgorger Dragon into the graveyard.
Yeah.
I mean, you can discard it from hand with like a Careful Study or something. Entomb is obviously the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
And then has to have...
because that assumes that you actually found it or you had it in your hand in order to discard it, but Entomb just actually gets it there. Do you have much experience playing Worldgorger Dragon style decks, Randy?
I've played it a little in Vintage, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, the problem with the deck in Vintage is that all the graveyard hate that people pack to beat Dredge decks just sort of accidentally splash damage hit the Dragon decks. So it's not seen around a lot just because, Dredge changes the metagame. But it's cool. And it's powerful. I mean, you see here, this is a turn 3 kill, and obviously all the Vintage restricted cards are banned in Legacy. This is this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and to anybody who's asking why he's not tapping mana in between to actually make infinite mana, he just doesn't need to, because the kill condition here is just going to be to mill them out. So he's not going to do anything with his mana. There's no need to. He's actually sparing us doing that whole combo because he's not going to use it in any way, shape, or form. Wow, this is nuts.
They've just F6'd, right? They're like, all right.
They have to. I mean, this looks very clearly like a kill at this point. So I assume that and also he knows at this point that they have no way to interact with what he's doing. So he's just going to keep going.
It's funny. I might let the altered triggers resolve, see if they... Look at that stack! How insane is this stack that he's built?
Stacks on stacks.
Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah, he's just responding to all the triggers every time. I wonder if there's a limit to how many things you can have in a stack on Magic Online.
I have no idea, but if there is, this is going to be approaching it.
That is nuts.
This is nuts.
That has to be the biggest stack I've ever seen.
So I mean, he could have just... I think he's starting to resolve some of them.
Well, I mean, he basically only needs 44 Alter of the Brood triggers.
Right.
And every trip through the loop gets him, what, 5 or 6 of them?
Yes, he has 5. Yeah, 5 permanents in the dragon. So then the dragon eats it. Yeah, so it's 5 of them.
Hilarious. So yeah, once he's generated, 40-some, he's starting to resolve it. Cards are starting to get spilled into the girls' graveyard. And you see that what he did with his Animate Dead, he does have to eventually animate some creature other than Worldgorger Dragon to essentially break the infinite loop.
It looks like the girls also have a prized amalgam in their graveyard too, so they could just give them, you could just give them back too. It doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't matter at all. They just need to untap at this point and they're going to be dead. So this Worldgorger Dragon was banned in Legacy, correct?
Worldgorger Dragon...
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, wasn't it recently unbanned?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So, why was it unbanned? Like, if it was, because I can see this is obviously a very disruptible combo. Did it actually have any sort of splash in Legacy after it was unbanned?
Not particularly. I mean, the thing is, it's vulnerable to the reanimation decks are good enough, even without the Worldgorger combo, that it's not particularly better than the other reanimation decks. I think is the idea. Like Entomb is the crazy card. Mm-hmm. Entomb into those 2 and 3 mana reanimation spells is the crazy part. I don't see anything happening. Where are we paused now?
Yeah, it's not, the stack should be going nuts, but it's not.
Did he stack it wrong? What did he do?
The price you pay for playing this. Is it possible that they could win by him stacking things around here?
I
No,
don't
it looks like it's still no.
so.
Look, it's going. It's going now.
Yeah, that may have been the conversation about, are we going to concede? I think that Wedge was trying to go fast enough that yeah, no, I don't think he can mess this up. Yeah, especially if he hasn't reanimated something
He's
else.
doing it again, and he's milling some stuff again. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think there's a difference between conceding to like a combo kill, like you know the combo kill like Kenji was doing on me. Like that was sweet. You want to like,
oh yeah, you want to see it, right?
Yeah, you want to see that. That's super cool. But I think at this point, it could be okay to just concede from the girlfriend bracket. Oh, that stack's still going.
And people were given the professor grief for playing Merfolk.
I'm not even worried. I understand why people are giving him grief a little bit, but the Merfolk in Standard right now, they're not good.
Right,
right. You know? Like, we had a restriction of how many cards needed to be from Standard, and the Merfolk in Standard, they're just not great. Yeah, alternatively, that's something that the girls can consider, too. They could consider conceding so that he doesn't see the whole deck, because he's basically going to see the whole deck list right now.
Yep. I think they're doing the fans a service, letting him see the actual combo finish, which I appreciate.
Yeah, they have, 13 cards in the graveyard right now? 7.
Still getting the dragon. Get something else.
Death is approaching. The end is near.
Get something else, Wedge. Or is that actually the bottom of the stack? Is he down to that little? Yeah, the only way he can mess this up.
I think he's at the bottom of the stack. Honestly, it's hard to tell. The stack is huge.
I have no idea. Yeah, I can see. There you go.
Way more triggers than he needs. Like
Elantris is scrolling through the. Yeah, this is quite overkill.
Yeah, he has a way. All right, so that's the library for the girls. Now he just needs to reanimate something else.
Resolve like 100 mesmeric fiends. Prize amalgam, he's decided, is his target apparently.
Yeah, so there he goes back, and now he still needs to finish resolving this whole stack, but once it's done, the girls are going to tap, and that's going to be the game.
I think a concession here would probably be okay. I think we get the idea. Wow. Turn 3, huh?
Wow. Looks like the nightmares were the nightmare of the horrors.
Yeah, that is a nightmare. That stack wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so here it comes back.
Oh, hilarious. Because he stole the creature from their graveyard, they get their prized amalgams? I didn't even realize that's how that works.
Get free creature, getting that value.
It's funny. I mean, look, creature from their graveyard came into play.
Yep.
And they're decked. No card to draw. Game 1 to Wedge. There are no sideboards. We have our sideboard graphics, but you can see they're blank. Both Tribal Wars does not use sideboards, so pretty much go straight to game 2.
So this matchup looks really, really hard for the girlfriend bracket. Randy, do you think there's anything, I mean, do they even have anything to interact with this combo?
I don't think they have much that interacts with his combo, but I don't think his combo is actually as good as it looked in game 1.
Like, well, he had all the pieces in game 1, of course.
Right. That's kind of my point. The odds of him actually shuffling up a turn 3 kill, I don't think they're that high. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll do it again. Maybe this deck's more resilient than I'm giving it credit for.
I guess these opening hands are going to be pretty important. Let's see. He has Dance, Careful Study, Alter the Brood, Nightmare, and a Lotus Petal. So he has no way.
Oh, he's got a World Gorger Dragon.
He does have a World Gorger Dragon.
He's like a mana. Oh, he's got a turn 2 kill.
Yeah, he does.
Now his only blue source is the Lotus Petal, so he does have to come up with a second land. But that's it. He goes Careful Study to dump World Gorger Dragon into the graveyard and play Altar of the Brood.
Man,
turn 2, untap, play a second land, cast Dance of the Dead, bang. Wow. Seriously?
Wow. Speaking of not looking quite as good as you thought it was.
Lord.
That's funny. What about the girlfriend bracket? What do they have? Oh wow, they're pretty flooded. Yeah, they're super flooded. They don't even have a play. I mean, they don't even have a creature till turn 3. Uh, and they kept it.
I
I
mean, they
think
have a
this
one
one might
mana.
be in the books.
They do have a 1 mana spell to play.
Yeah. But that's the end of it.
It's a cantrip. Horrifying revelation. I think that describes Wedge's deck, is what that actually is. It's more a statement on the
That moment
matchup.
when
And he's even on the draw, so he's got basically 4 draw steps to find a land. Oh, Piranha Marsh.
Piranha Marsh is a good kill condition here once he already has a dragon.
Comes into play tap, though, right?
It does.
So, doesn't actually turn on his turn 2 kill yet. That's all I care about. Can we get the turn 2 kill?
Well, the other thing too is he would much rather just draw a regular in right there because he already has Alter the Brood, so it's either going to be Alter the Brood or the Piranha Marsh. So it didn't really matter which one it was, but now he doesn't have an untapped land.
I mean, look, if he wants the turn 2 kill, I think it's Underground Sea for Careful Study. But he can also just play Piranha Marsh and play it safe.
Yeah, I think he's playing it safe.
Great. Maybe the girls will get to play a creature now.
Also, the girls didn't see this land before, but as soon as they saw it, they're going to be like, oh. Oh, I get it. There it is. So Piranha Marsh enters the battlefield tapped, and when Piranha Marsh enters the battlefield, target player loses 1 life. So with the combo that we saw earlier, Wedge gets to do the same thing all over again, but instead of milling them, putting an Alter the Brood trigger on the stack, he just puts a Piranha Marsh trigger on the stack and then kills the girls from 18. He actually needs a lot less triggers to do that because it's only 18 as opposed to like 50 or whatever he needed for the last game. Let's see. So he goes. There's the nightmares.
Oh, he does have the turn 2 kill anyway. Piranha Marsh turned it on because he no longer needs to spend a mana for Altar of the Brood.
Right.
He just totally has this again.
Yeah, so there goes Careful Studies, and there goes the Nightmare and the Dragon.
Right, yeah. Doesn't need a mana for Altar of the Brood because he's got Piranha Marsh.
Doesn't even need it.
Careful Study puts World Gorger into the graveyard. Dance of the Dead brings World Gorger back from the graveyard, and he turned on his loop again.
Rinse, wash, and repeat. Was his kill turn 3 last time, Randy?
Yes.
Okay, this is turn 2.
This is turn 2.
This is nuts.
Hats off to him. I'm okay with this. This isn't quite what I had in mind for Tribal Wars, but he chose.
You mean this dragon
Nightmare.
isn't horrifying enough for you, or nightmarish enough for you?
There's like 2.5 nightmares in Standard. He's playing all of them. He's even playing the card Nightmare. I think you got to tip your cap to him. I'm in.
All right, here we go. Let's loop it back again.
I've also been known to Goldfish Mini a turn 1 kill deck in Vintage that isn't actually what I should be playing.
All right, so we're going to keep seeing, and then you start seeing the triggered abilities, and the drains are going to start happening. So Girlfriend Bracket from 16. Let's do this 16 more times.
Marshall is vehement in chat. He's not tipping his cap.
Is Marshall saying no?
Cap not tipped, sir.
Oh, the poor girls. It's unfortunate because I really, really wanted to see their deck in action because it really seemed like the more it advanced through the game, like the more powerful the things that it did were going to be.
Yeah.
Like being able to buy back Jarl's Masterpiece was going to be pretty cool. All the zombies that just come back from the graveyard, those were pretty cool interactions. But yeah, we didn't even get to see a single one in play.
Fair. I hadn't really seen Piranha Marsh used this way before.
Is Piranha Marsh typically played in the regular Legacy version of the set?
You know, I haven't seen a Legacy version of this deck in a while. I don't play a ton of Legacy. I mostly know the combo from Vintage.
Gotcha. Does it in Vintage?
In Vintage, no. It's in Vintage you always just have like any one creature in your deck. Like in Vintage, the thing is you have Bizarre Baghdad. Yeah. So every time through the loop, you can just mill yourself and just find everything in your deck you could ever want. So one creature like Una is usually the choice. We'll just get it done.
Oh, and then you just reanimate it? Yeah.
In Vintage, you can actually kill them with a Tassiger. It's just, so here's what you do. You can't do this on Magic Online, but like in a real Vintage tournament, you get Tasigur, and then gradually you just remove every other card from your graveyard and use your infinite mana to just Ancestral Recall them like 30 times.
Oh, wow.
The key is to get it
But
so
with
your
actual
Tasigur,
recall, right? You just target them. Because you can't.
right, but first you have to mill every card in your library to find the Ancestral, and then you have to Tasigur so many times that you're down to just the Ancestral Recall as the only thing they can choose to give you back every time.
Is this too mechanically complicated to do on Magic Online, basically?
Yeah, but it works. It works. Maybe it works a little better at paper.
Right.
Anyway, I did not know we had Woodbridger Dragon up our sleeves.
Yep.
That was bizarre. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was a turn 3 and turn 2 kill for Wedge. That was pretty impressive.
Yes,
that was a quick match.
Iconic battles of goblins and elves and
world dragons. Yeah.
That is going to do it for
Wedge is going to take that match. And everybody remember that you can vote on the Brewmaster standings for these two decks. I believe they have been posted on chat. Is that correct, Randy?
Yep.
And they are also going to be listed in the comments for the YouTube videos as well. So they're going to be up for a couple days after the video has been posted. So you can still vote if you're watching this in YouTube a couple days later.
Let us know. Did you like Wedge's deck? You guys get to give it a grade. You are completely in control of his Brewmaster points. He did get the W. We'll be back after these messages to find out who's going to win round 2. So stay tuned.
Whether riding the bus or waiting for the Pro Tour Finals to begin, Magic Duels is a great way to hone your skills and try new strategies. Featuring hundreds of earnable cards from Magic's latest sets and virtually unlimited AI and online opponents, start playing Magic Duels free today on iPhone, iPad, Xbox One, and Steam.